Mr. Speaker, I rise to support Budget 2024 under the theme Staying the Course, Building Prosperity for All Guyana. Allow me to congratulate the Honorable Senior Minister in the Office of the President with responsibility for finance and public service, perhaps one of the best finance ministers in the Caribbean, and the staff of Ministry of Finance. Mr. Speaker, Budget 2024 that was presented to this National Assembly cater for every single Guyanese. Whether you're a market vendor, a teacher, a public servant, a taxi driver, our men and women in uniform, our students, our pensioner, every single Guyanese. Whether you live in Region 10 or you read in Region 1, every Guyanese will benefit significantly from Budget 2024. But Mr. Speaker, before I continue my presentation, allow me to respond to the Honorable Vince Roy Jordan, who I recall described him in 2020 as deaf, dumb, and blind. Mr. Speaker, over time, this honorable member has become unrepairable.
Honorable member, I didn't hear what you just said.
Deaf, dumb, and blind.
You gotta withdraw that. Come on, please. And you can't impute that on an honorable member.
Mr. Speaker,
Let's keep it good.
let us get the facts straight. The honorable member said that the community of Maracaibo does not have a water ambulance nor a land ambulance. Mr. Speaker, I've got pictures to prove. That's what he said this morning. These are the pictures of the water ambulance and the land ambulance, Mr. Speaker. Look at it, Mr. Speaker. Look at this, Mr. Speaker. I will lay it over. I will lay it over. As a matter of fact, you have never gone to Maracaibo. You have never gone to Maracaibo. Mr. Speaker, he spoke about the Hosberg School. What are the facts concerning this particular school? This school has a student population of 9 students. 9 students is the population. N-I-N-E, 9. 9 students. 9 students. Mr. Speaker, there were consultation with the teachers and parents of that community. There were consultation with the parents and teachers of that particular school. And the teachers said to the parents, we will provide transportation to take the children to the closest school, Calcutta Primary School, which is less than 10 minutes away. Less than 10 minutes away, Mr. Speaker. Less than 10 minutes away, Mr. Speaker. It was the parents who decided that they prefer to use the March boardroom. It was the parents' decision. But Mr. Speaker, we recognize we need a new school. Budget 2024 will cater for a brand new school at Burma Housing Scheme. Mr. Speaker, the honorable member spoke about discrimination, that this administration, the PPP administration, is discriminating. I wish to remind you, honorable member, when you took office in 2015, you took away the lights, the street lights, from the people of Blaymon, Bushlot, Bad Settlement, Cotton Tree. Right? You took away the street, Mr. Speaker, and you talking about discrimination. Mr. Speaker, you have spent 5 years in government. You have spent 5 years in government. And in 5 years, you spent every single cent in community development in Hopeton ground and Paradise ground. 40 odd million dollars. 40 odd million dollars. Not a cent was spent at Shieldstone. Not a cent was spent at Velodrome. Not a cent was spent at the Hoop. What is the record of the PPP? What is the record of the PPP? What is the record of the PPP? Mr. Speaker, we are mere 3.5 years in government. We are a mere 3.5 years in government. We have rehabilitated many community grounds. Ithaca community ground. Oh, Cotton Free, Blaymon, number 28, Velodrome, The Hoop, Fairfield. We have developed those community grounds because this government of Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali and my colleagues around here, we believe that the resources of this country, that every community must benefit. We believe, Mr. Speaker, go to Ithaca basketball court, go to Cotton Tree. We have repaired and built pavilions. We have installed street lights. Go to Velodrome. We have made pathways, pavilion, street lights. Go to Fairfield. Go to Fairfield. Go to the youth. That is how we believe that all Guyanese must benefit. All Guyanese must benefit from the resources of our country. Mr. Speaker, you spoke about roads. You spoke about roads and we
Honorable
discriminated.
members, speak to the speaker because I didn't speak about any road yet.
Mr. Speaker, the honorable member spoke how we discriminating about roads, community roads. In 5 years, Mr. Speaker, the AP&U AFC built 32 roads in Region 5. In 5 years, in selected community. Last year, 2023, we have built 169 roads in Region 5. 169 roads. And every NDC benefited. Every community benefited. Let me give you one perfect example.
Honorable member, I can't hear on the left side of my ear because of the shouting.
Thank you. Sorry,
I
Mr.
just
Speaker.
wanted to bring the attention of the House.
Mr.
Go ahead.
Speaker, let me give you one perfect example. In the Blaymon Gilberland NDC, we built 11 roads, 4 in Ithaca, 3 in Blaymont, and 4 in Shieldstone. Equal distribution. Equal distribution. That is how we operate. Every community benefited from roads in Region 5. Every community benefited from roads in Region 5, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, communities like Ithaca, Shieldstone, Cotton Tree, number 4, number 5. And you remember when you went to number 5 and you vomit your racism. You, the honorable...
Again, honorable member, I didn't vomit anyway. Come on, please.
When you utter your racism.
I didn't do that either.
Mr. Speaker, I want to remind the honorable member that when you went to Region 5 with the leader of the opposition at a public meeting, when you were criticizing the PPP, and know what happened at the local government election, Mr. Speaker, out of a voting population of number 5, of 348 listed on the voters list, the PPP got 216 votes. 216 votes. The honorable member said that he will win Region 5. How you will win Region 5? Mr. Speaker, how on earth you will win Region 5 when Region 5 has 75 constituency and you are unable to field candidate for 28 constituency? How are you going to reach win Region 5, honorable member? How are you going to win that? You went across. I saw you at Bath with an old PNC talk named Kaka, and you took a video of it.
Honorable member, I don't know if that person is in the house to represent himself. You've been going good. If you speak to the
Mr.
speaker, you'll
Speaker,
do
so
better.
when you come here, I'm guided, Mr. Speaker. When you come here, honorable member, come with facts. Present facts. You're a pastor of a church. One expect better from you. You are, he's a pastor of a church. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, in additional to the water ambulance and the land ambulance to Moroccobai, the People's Progressive Party government, led by Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, led by our Prime Minister, the Honorable Mark Phillips, and our Vice President, believe that every community, whether on the coastland or whether in the river, must benefit equally. In 2023, Moroccobai will receive a steel tug. The Honorable Senior Minister, Minister Sonia, was there recently. They benefit from 270 solar panels in 2023. With the help of the Minister of Agriculture, they are cultivating 10 acres on the cassava plantation. All of that was done in 2023. What have you done in your 5 years? What have you done? Not a single minister of the AP and UAFC in 5 years have ever visited Moroccobai. And don't forget what you did at election time. Don't forget when you said, when you object to the people of Moroccobai being on the voters list. Mr. Speaker, agriculture is the lifeblood of Region 5. Way more than 50% of its residents are occupied in agriculture, whether they are rice farmers, cattle farmers, cash crop farmers, poultry farmers, or being involved in the fishing industry. On any given day, Mr. Speaker, take a walk by Border Market or by the Starbrook Market, and you will see dozens of trucks, canters, and other vehicles with produce coming from Region 5. Region 5 is indeed the breadbasket of Guyana. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Agriculture, through its various programs, has made significant strides in empowering our farmers, in promoting sustainable agriculture practices. We have implemented numerous measures to enhance irrigation and drainage system. We provide farmers with improved varieties and offer training programs to help them to adopt to modern techniques to increase crop yields while conserving the natural resources. In this regard, Mr. Speaker, there is massive infrastructure development. In 2015, Mr. Speaker, when the Honorable Minister took the oath of office and we visit the MMA, 2020, sorry. In 2020, when the Honorable Minister Zulfikar Mustafa took the office, we went down to MMA backlands, and it was difficult to differentiate where was the drains and where was the rice field. The whole place was destroyed, no infrastructure, and the farmers were deliberately punished because they were perceived to be PPP supporters like you did to the sugar workers. Like you did to the sugar workers. That is racism. That is racism, my friend. Mr. Speaker, And over the last couple of years, Mr. Speaker, we have improved the infrastructure development, our drains, our bridges, our culverts. The infrastructure has now improved significantly. That today, every square inch of agricultural land available is occupied. Farmers are returning to the land. Unlike when you were in office, the AP and UAFC, they were forced to abandon their lands because you never provided any services. And then you increase the rates at MMA.
Honorable member, you have occupied all the time allocated for the first 15 minutes. So you'll need an extension to conclude, and you will get through much more if you speak to the chair.
Mr. Speaker,
Mr.
so we have
Speaker,
improved.
You have to get an extension.
Mr. Speaker, may the honorable member be given 5 minutes to conclude his presentation.
Thank you, Minister Parag. Honorable member, you have 5 minutes
Thank
to
you, Mr.
conclude.
In education delivery, Mr. Speaker, we recognize the importance of education in the growth and development of our economy. We you can't tell me for hold on. We have recognized the importance. We have modernized the education system to create an environment that is both conducive to teaching and learning. And what is important to recognize, Mr. Speaker, today, some of our top students, whether at National Grade 6 or at CXC, are coming from the regions also. Our two grade A secondary school, Baijival and Rosenthal Secondary School, has been provided outstanding students at the level of the CXC, and the primary schools equally doing so. So we are improving in our education delivery across our country. In the Gold Scholarship, Mr. Speaker, Region 5 have seen 1,420 students involved in the Gold Scholarship at various levels. So Gold Scholarship is catching on. More and more young people, and they are coming from various communities and various backgrounds. And we should be happy that this government has given another opportunity to our young people to ensure that they can develop their education, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in housing and water, and Mr. Speaker, the three housing scheme at Balshock, Blaymont, Shieldstown, and Bormo is about 90% complete. In a matter of time, hundreds of Guyanese will be given their house lots. In fact, they start identifying their house lots. And very shortly, another housing scheme, a back of Bath, will be constructed. In the health sector, not the Bering Ground one, the Bering Ground lady in the hill. Mr. Speaker, in the health sector, we continue to upgrade our health sector. The brand new hospital, just imagine, the honorable member, Vince Ray Jordan, is concerned about a name. He is concerned about a name for the hospital. What, you want the hospital to be named Vince Ray Jordan Hospital? Mr. Speaker, that is so ridiculous. Mr. Speaker, our rice industry. In 2023, Mr. Speaker, we have seen an increase in rice production to 264.073 metric tons, which is an increase of 21,000 metric tons over 2022. Mr. Speaker, a drying floor was constructed at Cotton Tree. A total of 635 farmers in Region 5 benefited from 6,709 bags of seed paddy, valued $33 million. Mr. Speaker, the Bomber Rice Research Station produced 22,000 bags of seed paddy to the farmers of Region 5. Our cattle farmers also benefit from the Ministry of Agriculture. 13 breeding bulls was distributed to the cattle farmers in Region 5. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, a total of 10,000 black giant chicken was distributed. Black giant chicken was distributed to 242 small farmers, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, the black belly sheep. Yes, Mr. Speaker, His Excellency launched that program. And the first batch of black belly sheep has arrived in this country. And this year, the other batch will arrive, and then we will start distribution. Mr. Speaker, the honorable member Ganesh Mahaipal seems to have a dislike for our Minister Sona Parag and Honorable Anand Prasad and the Honorable Nigel Darmalal. But let me remind you, the Honorable Nigel Darmalal will return. Will return. Right? Mr. Speaker, 2023 budget is indeed Mr. Speaker, 2023 budget will see the lives of our Guyanese people enhanced. And therefore, I want to urge my colleagues on the other side of the House, my colleagues on the other, on the other side of this House, to join with us in working together so that we can build a one beautiful Guyana. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable
Mr.
Member.
Speaker,